The back end of the pin, and what's that kind of role looking like for you this year?
Absolutely. Definitely getting comfortable. Had some time back there, kind of figured some things out, and it's kind of an up and down year for the whole staff last year, and definitely kind of coming into that. And Coach Yeski says it all the time. Our job is to just go and get outs, no matter if you're coming in the first inning or if you're coming in the ninth inning, bases jammed. So I mean, just going and get outs, and when you have that mindset and just, hey man, we're going to be aggressive in the strike zone and just we're going to go get outs. Like I'm going to keep saying it, like that's what we're going to go do, no matter what role that is or when it is.
I know when they came in, everyone was raving about the kind of all-star staff Coach Schlesinger put together, and probably could have had jobs after last season. What does it mean to you to have Coach Yeski back, and what kind of continuity does that bring to you and the team?
It's big time. I'd obviously never been through a college coaching change like I did, but I don't think it could have gone any smoother. And I think to have another year with him and to kind of know what the expectations are, not only from Coach Schlossnagle but from Coach Yeski, like it's huge. It's a lot of the returning guys, even on the position side of things, like they know what to expect. They're able to reinforce what we're trying to do as a baseball team. And as far as with Coach Yeski, the development's just taken a jump. Like the communication's a lot better, and it's like really just kind of built a lot of momentum there between last year and this year. And I think, he's learning a lot about our guys, and some of the younger guys are learning a lot about him, and it's really moving in the right direction.
We saw Major League Baseball embrace technology for communication between pitcher and catcher. Obviously, with the wristband and electronic communication you're getting now, how is that different? And is this something you ever thought about having, the coach talk to you through a wristband before?
Well, it's different because I've never really pitched with a watch on before, but it's pretty seamless. It's not a. I mean, it's a change just because you have the pitch clock. That's the big thing. The pitch clock is the biggest thing. The wristband's not very hard to manage, or I mean, we review those signs all together. All the time during practice and stuff like that. So the pitch clock is really going to be sort of an adjustment, and obviously for the hitters as well. They've got to be in the box at the 10-second mark, and we have to throw the pitch at the end of the 20-second mark. So that's going to be the biggest adjustment, and we've kind of been fighting through these scrimmages and really trying to be, okay, hey, that would have been a ball right there, or hey, that's a strike because you stepped out here, and this and that. So learning all the different little avenues of those rules is going to be the biggest thing. But as far as the wristband goes, it's not too difficult. I think it's actually pretty cool that the position guys, other than the catcher, will have the wristband and know, hey, this is what pitches come in, so helps them kind of anticipate maybe a ball being hit on a certain pitch.
Do you think it'll be any adjustment period going through the, limit of one step off per at bat, is my understanding?
As long as we're cognizant of it, but with only one per at bat, it's the same thing as like if the hitter steps out, they can only do that one time per at bat now. So just being able to be cognizant of those things, and then also like, hey, we need to be prepared. If we've already burned a step off for that at bat, we need to be prepared to step off the mound and make a throw to a base if need be, because we don't like something we see, a sign's mixed up, whatever it may be. It'll definitely be, and like I said, through these inter squads and through these scrimmages, we've been working through all those things. But as long as we're cognizant of that and just keeping the head on the swivel, we'll be all right.
How excited are you to get the season underway?
Fired up. This is going to be awesome. I love this group of guys. We've got a great ball club. We got a great chemistry going on. Everybody loves everybody, and I get the feeling every day when I show up that every single guy in the locker room, everybody that has a jersey, everybody that's got a number is just super excited to be there. And so I cannot wait to play somebody with a different uniform on.
Speaking of numbers, Austin's now switching over to number 12. What did you think of that decision? And when Jim says that he embodies everything that you're looking for in a Texas A&M player, do you agree with that?
Yes, I agree with that a lot. It's really funny because I came in with Austin when I was a freshman. He was a junior college transfer from Panola. So like a little story. I don't even think Coach Sloss knows this story, but he kind of was mentioning something about Austin. So he came in and he wasn't a starter immediately. He actually, in that COVID year, he had a pinch hit against UCLA, or maybe it was Oklahoma State. And, before that pinch hit opportunity, he was a great teammate. He was just a great guy, and it was like, man, like this guy's not even playing, and he's pulling for this guy, he's doing this, he's doing that, he's still getting his work in, and he comes in, and he gets an opportunity, and he executes. And then the next weekend, I think it was New Mexico State. He had like 3 homers and got a start, and the rest is history after that. But that to me, knowing him for so long speaks to me to just how tough that guy is and how much of a man that guy is. So there's nobody better I would rather have wear number 12.
So who are some of these young arms that A&M fans are going to be excited to see, and at the same time, who are some of the guys that are kind of picking your brain to learn from a veteran like?
As far as the young guys, Justin Lampkin, Shane Sadeo, two young lefties, very mature in the way they go about their business, and they're very mature in terms of, I know when I was a freshman and I played my first and faced a college hitter for the first time, like I was so scared it wasn't even manageable. And these guys come in like just pros. Either they hide it really well or they're just like, Joe Burrow in that way, just, even keeled all the time. So they've done a really great job. Blake Benderup's, he's really good. He's going to continue to be really good, and he's going to pitch for us too. As far as some of the older guys transfer, like Troy Wansing, like I love to talk pitching with Troy Wansing. That guy has got a brain on him, and he knows his stuff. So I really like the group of guys we have.
What are some of the things you've learned from Troy?
Yeah, Troy, I mean, it's funny. It's just like locker room talk. Just, hey, man, like in some of your best outings at Purdue, like what did you feel? What do you, when you go out on a start and you could draw it up, what's the first thing you want to go do, like in the first inning? Like, what do you want to establish? And it'd be like, hey, man, I want to establish my fastball here and this and that. And so, he picks my brain, I pick his. And so just different little, mental game sides of things. And then obviously we talk about, the pitching side of things in terms of different pitches and stuff like that.
How do you feel like you're a different pitcher this season compared to last season?
I feel like I'm a different pitcher. I went out and really started moving better. Became a lot more efficient with my mechanics and started moving better down the mound. I regained my curveball. That was always kind of my best pitch, the first breaking ball I ever threw when I was, a youngster. So I started throwing that curveball a lot more along with the slider, and I also developed a split change that I really, really like. When I stay on that thing, it's a great pitch. So, adding a couple new weapons and, just getting the body ready and moving right.
You guys, there's a couple of starters in the rotation from last year. Does having a guy like Troy with starting experience give kind of that credibility where he can be maybe the midweek starter, the Saturday starter, or even come in on Friday night to film?
Absolutely. Having a guy like Detmer that's just done it, everything there is to do in college baseball in terms of being a starting pitcher, Detmer's done it. And for Troy coming in and having a guy like Nathan to talk to and communicate with, and then vice versa for Detmer to talk to Troy, because everybody's experience is there's always something to learn. There's always something to learn. So I really believe in Troy, and I believe that he has the ability to go deep into games, especially starting on the front end, and he could do a number of different things for us.
Chris talked about trying to get his velocity up from, I think it was like low 90s to mid 90s. Have you noticed that in his uptick when it comes to his pitching?
Chris Cortez.
Yeah.
When was he in the low 90s?
He said he was in the low 90s earlier this year.
Ooh.
Last year.
I don't think so. Do you follow Pitching Ninja on Twitter?
No.
You don't? There's actually a Pitching Ninja. He just goes and posts like nasty pitches on Twitter. Chris Cortez in the College World Series threw one about 99, like a little sinker. It's pretty dirty. I don't know that Chris is really working on his velocity at this point as much as kind of landing his secondary stuff. But I think Chris has got some gas in the tank when it comes to velocity.
What's the process been like, just kind of establishing a relationship with these new catchers and kind of feeling each other out in that sense?
It's very important. As a pitching staff that's got some returners and particularly having a lot of new catchers, as a staff, we're trying to take more ownership of the things that we can control in order to make their job easier, right? If we make pitches, it's easy to catch the baseball. If we're quick to the plate, it's really hard to run on guys. So, as far as establishing that relationship, it just comes with time and, cutting it up in the locker room and hanging out and just learning about guys. I love Coffer. Like, that guy, he's always got questions and he's always asking the right questions. And so he's like, hey, man, when you're doing this, what do you think about that? And so really like Coffer, Hank, JD, Donnelly, like those guys they're always grinding. There's not a time I walk down there and they're not working on receiving or doing this and that. So really excited about those guys.
Nathan having to carry twice the Goofy without Micah here this year?
Is he having to carry twice? Shoot, yeah. Yeah, I mean, he's got that in him for sure. I think that big bubbly personality is going to be there, but not between the white lines. I'll tell you that much. Detmer turns into a little dog, man. I'll tell you what. Good to go. Thank y'all.
Thanks.
Appreciate you guys.